Let's jump straight into the topic. Shea butter for a self-determined future. And these are the topics. But before we look at the big picture, I would like to introduce you the little shea kernel. Let's take a look at what's in it. A high content of monounsaturated oleic acid, a high content of unsaponifiable matters, natural vitamin E, and anti-inflammatory triterpene alcohols. These ingredients make the product very versatile. As an excellent supplement to palm oil and cocoa butter for margarine, chocolate, or spreads in the food industry. Due to its anti-inflammatory effects, it is used as an ointment base in the pharmaceutical industry. In cosmetics, it prevents the skin from drying out and binds moisture for lip balm, hand cream, or hair care. Or in animal nutrition and in the animal care sector as a balm for paw care. Our qualities are as varied as the areas of application. From refined for industrialized production in various industries, to unrefined and filtered for natural cosmetics, or as organic handcrafted, traditionally processed for your high-quality food or cosmetics. You can find an overview of all our qualities here.
Wow! This is such a versatile product and available in so many different qualities. We have heard a lot about the applications and the possible end products. Now, we want to look at the social and environmental sustainability of shea butter. I'm now looking forward to the part where we explore the question why shea butter is particularly sustainable. Of course, we will also present the projects we have already initiated. Together, we can make an even greater contribution on the ground with the people. Therefore, we will now take you to a cooperative to show you the traditional handcraft. Yannick, how do I actually make handcrafted shea butter? How do I have to imagine it?
I can hardly put that into words for you. You really have to see it on the ground. Let's go to the north of Ghana, to Tamale.
Great! I'm looking forward to it. Let's go!
So will you sit down?
Okay, the sack for him. Okay.
To sit. Then you have to take.
Yeah, I'm taking that.
This one?
Yes.
Just
Yes.
yes.
Yes. Move around.
That is hard work.
You really do it.
You're done.
I'm finished.
I did well. All jokes aside, let's move on to the origin of the value chain. And that is, of course, the shea tree. It is native to the shea belt in the savannah. For us, the most important cultivation areas are Benin, Burkina Faso, and Ghana. The tree is extremely important in the country's typical agroforestry, and it prevents, among other things, the spread of the desert. The harvesting and processing of shea nuts is traditionally in women's hands. This is a tradition that is absolutely worth protecting and promoting. This means maximum value creation at the origin, which in turn means a good and long-term income for the women and their families. This tradition is our approach to community processing, which means, in concrete terms, our shea butter comes from over 140 cooperatives in Ghana and Burkina Faso. Organizing in cooperatives brings many benefits for the women, from training on high-quality standards to a better negotiating position. Through this direct cooperation, we create a sustainable value chain. The product of this value chain is handcrafted shea butter. But what exactly does it stand for? As I experience myself, it means real handcraft.
I'm Zakaria Adam Lasira. I'm the secretary to UMSA Women's Association. And UMSA means love all. We produce shea butter, quality and affordable one, of course. We are to handcrafted butter. And the handcrafted butter here we feel is far better than the industrial processing because there's no steel in it. We do it handmade And again, I think those who buy from us help us in our income, because if it is being bought through those who use machines to extract the butter, which means the local women at the grassroots level will not have any income. We'll only pick, sell out and sit. But now we are into the processing of shea butter. We both benefit from the picking of the shea nuts and the processing of the shea butter. At first, they used to sell only male children to school. That if you send a female child to school, you will not benefit. That was what the males were saying. But we have come to realize that if you educate a female child, you have educated a whole nation. So because of that, the women have organized to send all their female children back to school. And now, girl child education is moving well in our communities. And the children are performing very well. Currently, we have some of them in the university, some in SS and some in primary.
Compulsory training ensures the high quality standard. Since not only the harvest, but also the entire production takes place in the cooperative, this enables work all year long and thus a higher income in the long term. The cooperatives enable further training and knowledge exchange. This brings advantages for all participants in the value chain. The guiding principle for all our projects is to secure the supply chain of tomorrow. But how do we achieve this? By promoting nature and people. For example, by preserving biodiversity and training women. To preserve biodiversity, we have already planted 200 trees together with our partner. To support the women, we are planning to purchase equipment for an even more efficient harvest. In the spirit of the cooperatives being strong together, we joined the Global Shea Alliance in 2017. This gives us the opportunity not only to help selectively, but also to improve competitiveness and living conditions in all other growing countries. In addition, as a company, we actively contribute to the implementation of the 17 Sustainable Development Goals of the United Nations. With Shea Butter, they contribute to the implementation of these goals. Through the GSA alone, the following goals have been achieved. Among others, more than 140,000 new shea seedlings have been grown and over 385,000 women have been trained.
This contribution clearly shows how important women are in the cooperatives and in society. In conclusion, shea butter simply has so much potential for sustainable agriculture and its people. And this is why we want to realize projects together with you. Fighting poverty and hunger, or supporting local education. This is possible together with strong partnerships. We have now given you a detailed insight into the supply chain, right back to the origin.
And we hope you feel inspired to implement new products with our shea butter and to talk to us about the many possibilities.
Together, we can achieve more and enable the woman to have an independent and sustainable future. Together today, together for tomorrow.
But we will leave the closing words to the shea community.
God will send you back safe.
Thank you so much.
That's the meaning of the song.
Hey.